Today I'm sharing two tops that are made out of neat fabric. They're super easy to sew. There's a feature here that you might question. I did find the solution to make it work for me, and I love the result. You will see some asymmetry. Hi sewing friends, I'm Karina from liftingpinsandneedles.com. Welcome to this channel that is all about sewing, limitless sewing, and I have some neat sewing for you today. What I made was super easy to sew. It took no time at all. I made two versions and I'm super happy with the results. What I'm talking about is from Pattern Emporium and it's called Game On Top. This was released a couple of years ago. I have had the pattern for quite a while. I hadn't sewn it up, so here it is. The reason I didn't sew it before was because you'll see in the line out here, it's a one shoulder top with sleeves. So I would love to be able to wear this as designed because I think it's really nice. The way it's made is you're not going to be too exposed either. It's just this little section here. So if I could pull that off, I would be very happy. I don't have a strapless bra, so that is a big problem here. And the option of not wearing a bra or any other alternative little things that you stick on is just not a reality for me. So I need to wear my normal bra, and I figured out, why don't I just add a strap and I'll be sweet. Someday I hope I can find a place and get fitted and buy an amazing strapless bra, because all the ones I've tried just don't work for me. I don't feel supported, super uncomfortable. So yeah, someday I will make it as is and I will really love it. But if you're umming and ahhing about a one shoulder top and the bra situation, it might happen to a lot of us. Just know that there's always ways to fix that. So it's okay. As you can see in the line art, it's an asymmetric neckline. You have one shoulder seam, one regular sleeve, and then the other side doesn't have a shoulder seam and you only have a partial sleeve. It's all finished with a neckband that brings it really nice and close together to the body. This won't be falling off you. It's very safe. It's designed very well to sit quite high up here. So I love that. And the sleeves can be short, half, 3/4 long. Lots of options there. Now, as for the silhouette of the style, you have three options. One is a semi-fitted one. You have separate pattern pieces for that. That is what I've chosen for both of my versions. And the other one, you use other pattern pieces that are flared. So you get more space at the waist and hips there. You can make it flared and hem it, and it will just be like a swing style top. Love that. Or you can add a hemband. You can put that hemband at the waist or at the high hip. So for all of these versions, you have a shorter version and a longer version. So what I added to my versions is a strap right here. I'll show you in the sewing segment the measurements and everything. And I'm going to end up with a design that looks like a cold shoulder top, but just on one side. And I know that's a bit of a dated look. I would not sew a top that has both of that feature here. I think it would look strange, but there's so much asymmetry and I love that. I'm going to have a full sleeve and a little sleeve and a strap and the necklines like this. I think it's going to look amazing. And anything that's asymmetric just brings a lot of movement to the look. So someone looks at you and they're like, what am I looking at here? And just your gaze just goes from side to side. It's just so amazing. I absolutely love asymmetry. So that's how you're going to see mine. You need neat fabric for this one. And as always, someone's going to ask me in the comment section, can I make this in a woven? If you have been watching this channel and you saw the episode from yesterday, there was a pattern release called Turning Point Handkerchief Skirt from Pattern Emporium, where I showed you 3 amazing skirts. This is a pattern release and it's 15% off. Now, when Kate, who owns Pattern Emporium, does a new pattern release, she also adds other patterns that you can pair with the new pattern. The Game on Top that I'm discussing today is one of these patterns that is also 15% off. There's a whole bunch of others like this one, the Chasing Butterfly sweater. I'll leave you a link to all the patterns that are also on sale, as well as the link for this pattern and the skirt from yesterday, all in the description box and the comment section. If you click on any of my affiliate links, it will take you directly there. You don't pay anything extra. I do receive a small commission back from the designer. It's one of the ways I make an income creating helpful content for sewing here on YouTube. So if you use my link, I'm super appreciative. Sale ends on Monday, the 26th of May at noon in Australia. Over here, we're sort of back in time, so it'll be Sunday night, the 25th of May, around there, around this area of the world. I'm going to straight up, it's a huge no. You need 4-way stretch. You need fabric that stretches horizontally and vertically, because it's not going to fit. You know, you have the neckband, all the techniques are made for knits so it can stay close to the body. It would be a completely different design if it was made for woven fabric. So 50% stretch horizontally, 20% stretch vertically are the minimum stretch requirements. Lots of fabrics are going to meet this requirement. Rayon spandex, bamboo spandex, modal spandex, these have a lot of stretch. They're lighter weight. They usually end up looking looser and longer than what you expect. I don't work with this fabric. I don't like it. I know a lot of people like it. That's just my preference here. Cotton lycra is a bit more structured. I would stay with the semi-fitted design for this one. I wouldn't make the flared version because it would just not drape. So that's just my view on that one. If I were using ITY, I would think about doing the neckband in another fabric that has more spandex and more recovery, because that could end up stretching out over time. The same would happen with the rayon spandex, the bamboo spandex, and the modal spandex. So just think about that, because some of these are okay for the body, but for the neckband, it has to be a little bit better. Double brush poly would work okay for the neckband and the body of it. Athletic knits would work as well. Sweater knits. A sweater knit version would be amazing with a long sleeve and a little shoulder there, although it might not be too practical, but it might be super nice. You could just wear a scarf and, you know, make yourself a little bit warmer. Now, heavier weight knits like Ponte and Scuba, I think it's a little bit controversial. I wouldn't use this type of fabric. I would find it super bulky. I don't like using that type of fabric for neckbands either. It's not flexible. It just doesn't feel good. So that's just my take. I'm not saying you can't do it, but I wouldn't. If I were to do it, I would make a shorter top and not the flared version, because it would just look too boxy. What have I used? I've used an athletic knit that I've used in the past with a dress. This is another dress from Pattern Emporium. You might have seen a couple of weeks ago. I had a little bit left over that I always knew was going to be enough for a top, so I've used that one. The difference with this one is that it's still stretchy, but it stretches much less than the second fabric I used with a polyester spandex blend embroidered that looks like a broderie anglaise woven, but it's not. It's a knit. It's much softer, stretchier, and even though I made the exact same pattern pieces the same size, my athletic knit one looks a little more fitted than the embroidered fabric, looks a little looser, even though they are exactly the same. So always know that with knit fabrics, there's going to be a huge variety on how things fit and look. And it just depends on the fabric because they're not all the same. This is an older pattern. Sizes go from 6 to 24 Australian. The newer patterns go up to 30. So just be aware, it goes up to a 53-inch hip. So you get a nice fit over here and your neckband fits properly and doesn't gape and this doesn't fall off and everything. You need this fit above the chest to be amazing. So you need to look at your high bust measurement, see what that is on the chart to choose your base size. That is going to give you the good shoulder, sleeve, and neckline fit. Afterwards, you can plot everything down. You can blend sizes if you need to. My measurements fall within a 16 Australian, so that's what I did. I didn't make any changes. I opted to do the semi-fitted design, the shorter version, and I made 0 changes, 0. So that was really good, you know, fitting wise, it was very relaxing. I didn't really have to think about it. I knew it was going to be all okay. In the finished garment measurements, you do get a lot of vertical lengths, how long the shorter version is, the longer version, the banded one. You get all that information, so it's easier for you to make up your mind on what you want to do. So for me, seeing that finished length of the shorter top meant I was happy and I knew I didn't need to add or take away length, and it was going to be exactly like I wanted it to be. Let's see some sewing. You'll see how easy this is. There's one particular thing you have to be wary of, and the way you cut it. Everything turns out correct because there's asymmetry here. So I'll discuss that in the beginning of the sewing segment. I'll show you how to sew the sleeves, the partial sleeve, the neckband, and I'm also going to share how I'm adding this hack, which is that strap that covers your bra strap, which is something I was going to have to do whether I want it or not, because I don't think showing a bra strap is cute in my eyes. So let's have a look. It's so easy, and it's a very short sewing segment. Before I show you the pattern pieces, and there's not many of them, I just wanted to point out one thing. On each of the pattern pieces, you're going to see this. For left shoulder out, fabric right sides up. For right shoulder out, fabric right side down. No matter which side you choose, just cut all of the pieces with the fabric in the same way. My fabric has the right side of the fabric down on the table. You can see this is the right side of the fabric, which means I have the wrong side facing up. And I'm cutting all my pieces the same, which means the right shoulder is the one that's going to be exposed. I don't really care, like just choose one and just cut them all the same so you don't end up with problems. Here are the pattern pieces for the game on top. This is the front and this is the back. They're cut separately, they're mirrored. As you can see, I have a shoulder over here and a shoulder over here. This is the neckline. This is the area with no shoulder, partial armhole over here and over there. There is a regular armhole there. So we have a regular sleeve, but on this partial armhole, we have a partial sleeve that's missing the cap right there on the top. So two pattern pieces that are different as well. On this area that has no shoulder, I really can't rock that. I don't have a strapless bra, so I'm going to add a strap. This is the neckband. The neckband's going to cover all of this area, so it's a little longer than what you're expected. It's on the fold. I've cut a piece here that's 12 centimeters. 12 centimeters is about 5 inches wide. And then the length, I've just cut a length and then I'm going to trim off the excess. This is how my fabric looks like. I've used it before. This is a little leftover that I had. And I'm going to go a very simple route because I like to set my sleeves in on the round. So I'm going to go ahead and sew that shoulder seam and the side seams first, and then I'll be able to put in a regular sleeve and a partial sleeve over there. This is very easy and fast to put together. I'm going to go ahead and sew this one shoulder. It's just one shoulder seam. My fabric curls terribly, so I've pinned it right on the edge here, hoping to avoid that curl, and I'm going to get these both side seams sewn. I'm going carefully. You see I'm not trimming anything away, hopefully, and I'm keeping that 1/4 inch seam allowance accurate. I'll just repeat on the other side seam. I have my two sleeves here. I always sew them on the round, even if it's a knit, that's just what I like to do, but you can just sew the shoulder seam and set them in on the flat and then do the side seams if you want. This is my full sleeve, this is my partial sleeve, and I'm just going to sew this up. I'm going to actually hem them before putting them on because I just find it easier. This so far, super easy. This is a regular armhole with a regular sleeve. I've put it in there, right sides together, pinned it. It's a knit sleeve, so it fits 1-to-1. This is the back, so it's got the double notches, and the front has a single notch right there. And on the top, you have one that matches the shoulder seam. You match these seams here. So that's ready. The other side is different. So we just have a partial armhole. We have a single mark there and a double mark right there. And this is our other little sleeve. And so it's the same thing. We just put it behind there, match it up, right sides together. And we're going to match up that single mark with a single mark here on this side and this one right there. So it's going to be a seam in a U shape to attach this sleeve. After sewing that partial sleeve, which is just the bottom part of the armhole, I'm sewing the regular sleeve on the other side, which is just like any typical sleeve you've sewn before. I'm doing it on the round, careful with the serger. And then once I've finished with both sleeves, I'm going to have the neckline be complete on the top and we can add on the neckband. Here I'm working on the neckband. I'm sewing the two short little ends together with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I've folded the neckband onto itself, right sides together. This is where the seam is. I've got a pin holding it there. And on the pattern piece, we already had these marks. You can see them in red. So the band is already divided in 4 for you. You don't have to do it yourself, which is cool. So I've got all my pins there for the 1/4 points. This is how the neckline looks. You can see this side doesn't have a shoulder. It's just a partial. So that is the back. You can see the double notches right here. And on the front, we have a single notch. So I'm actually going to put it this way. I'm going to have the back on top. Where you have that double notch is where the seam of the band is going to be, right sides together. So there it is, a double mark right there. So that's where I'm going to put that center back with the seam. The next mark on the neckband is going to match the shoulder seam right here. So that's where I'm going to pin it. You can see from this point to this point, the band is shorter. So we're going to have to stretch it to match. And it's supposed to be like that. This is good because it's going to bring that neckband in closer to the body. Then the next quarter point where I have the pin is where we have the single notch here at the center front. There's a single mark there. Then the next one, we don't have a shoulder seam like we had on the other side, but on the top of this partial sleeve, we have a little mark there, and that's where that's going to go. So now I'm just going to be careful when I'm serging to stretch the neckband slightly to match the neckline underneath, keeping the 3 raw edges together, going slowly, and the neckband's going to be in place. If you want to wear your top off the shoulder as designed, then you're basically done. Then you just have a hem to do. I'm going to fiddle with making that strap, and I'm going to put it on my body to place it exactly to cover where my bra strap is going to be. This is the strap that I cut out. I cut it 12 centimeters, as I mentioned, which is almost 5 inches. And now I've just taken this fold into the center, this fold into the center right there, and then I folded it again. So my strap is going to have 4 layers. It's going to make it really nice and stable. And I made it plenty long, almost 40 centimeters, 16 inches. So I'm just going to top stitch it here to close it up. I'm going to top stitch it on both sides so it looks the same. And then I just have to fiddle on myself and figure out where it's going to go and then top stitch it in place. Super simple. Here is the top that I made in the tutorial. This is my first version. This is an athletic knit. I mentioned stretches, but not as much as the other one. It's a little bit firmer. So it looks a little bit more fitted than the other one you'll see in the lookbook section. Black and white, gorgeous. This is the neckband right here. This is the area that doesn't have the shoulder, but I have the sneaky strap that I top stitched right there. You know that I tried it on myself and fiddled until I was happy. And the neckband has a center back seam, and that's how you know that's the back, because otherwise you might get confused or you would have to remember which is the shoulder I decided to expose. In this case, I'm doing the right shoulder out. So that center back seam is always going to let me know how to put it on correctly. This is the full sleeve. It's very easy. You see that I sew them on the round. That's just my personal preference. You know, you can sew them on the flat, but I prefer to sew them on the round consistently. When it doesn't really matter that much is when you have a super loose design, when the armhole is not up close to here, then I wouldn't really mind setting it on the flat. But for this one that's semi-fitted, I just decided to do it like I did it, but it's just an option. Side seams, hem, it's a very simple top. It didn't take that long to sew up, even though I was filming and everything. It was super enjoyable. Let's see this one on styled a couple of ways, and you'll be seeing my turning point skirt again that I showed yesterday. This is my first game on top from Pattern Emporium in an athletic knit, black and white, paired with my turning point skirt, also from Pattern Emporium. The skirt is a new pattern release. The top is really pretty. I've got the short sleeve version here and the semi-fitted silhouette. I really love this length. It's a shorter length. You can make them longer. You can make it flared. You can do a hemband. So many options. Now here is the asymmetry. There's one regular sleeve here on one shoulder. That's the left. On my right shoulder, I have it exposed. Now I can't rock the strapless bra. I don't have one. So I added my own little strap to cover my bra. And I think it looks really cool. The neckline is all different from right to left. And I absolutely love that. It's super comfortable. I've got a bra that matches my skin tone, so if there's any peeping of that, it's not that noticeable, and I really love it with the skirt. The skirt is fitted at the waist and hips, and the top is semi-fitted, but because the top is not too long, I'm quite happy to wear it just as is and not tuck anything in. I really love it. Here it is paired with a long maxi skirt in a knit with a slit, super comfy skirt. I'm all in knit here. I feel amazing. And this is another way I can wear it. Again, no need to tuck anything in. And I love that the top is semi-fitted. You know, it's not super tight, it's not super loose, it's not boxy. I think the fit is great, but the details on the top, on the neckline are amazing. If you want to make it long sleeves, you can also do that as well. There's lots of sleeve length options here, but they all have that beautiful asymmetric neckline. And my added strap makes me more comfortable. Here it is casually with a denim skirt, a little shorter, so For casual settings, nice walkable sandals, block heels, you know, you can walk around in those. I've already broken these in, so it's amazing. And, you know, denim's gonna go with everything. If you're not into denim skirts, swap it in your mind for jeans and it would be a similar look. A straight leg jean would be good here. So I like this one as well for a nice day out, being comfortable and fresh. These are the Vacation Vibes palazzo pants from Pattern Emporium, wide leg pants in. I like it with this game on top because again, it's a semi-fitted silhouette. It's not a long top. I don't feel the top is interfering with the volume of the legs of the pants. So it's another comfy look that I could choose to wear when I go out. Super nice. And just tell me how much I love that neckline. This is my second version. This fabric is soft, it's drapey, it's much more stretchy, although it's not super lightweight, it's just different. And look at this. It looks like broderie anglaise, you know, that you have in 100% cotton, but this is not. I mean, this is stretchy, super soft on, it feels amazing. And this is a fabric that's easy for me to find in Brazil. I've made things in navy, in black, in, you know, so I have quite a few colors still in my collection and I'm really, really happy I chose this fabric for this version. So it's exactly the same, the little sleeve over here, the full sleeve there, the same hem, everything. Now with this one, I did the same type of strap as you can see. It's just that you can see the top stitching a bit more here. Believe it or not, I make mistakes as well. I was sewing very late. I wear my glasses, but there comes a time at night that even if I have my glasses on, I can't say I'm seeing 100%. So that center back seam on the neckband that's supposed to end up on the back ended up on the front. You can barely tell, but there is a little seam there on the front. I know it's on the front because this is my right shoulder that I'm exposing. It would have meant that I had to unpick the strap, unpick the neckband, do it all over again. And I'm not going to do it. If someone comes up that close to me and can see that little seam, we have a problem. No one's going to know. But I'm being honest, you know, I make mistakes as well. So just know that that seam is supposed to be on the back, not on the front. Oh well, I still love how it turned out. It's amazing. I have matching serger thread in there. That's red. Love that. And it was so easy and so nice. Let's see this one styled a few ways. Again, with the turning point skirt from yesterday and other looks. This is my second game on top from Pattern Emporium. This is a size 16, no changes, the shorter version, semi-fitted silhouette. This is a different type of knit and it looks a little looser than the other one. I've got it paired with my longer turning point skirt. Love it, ITY, there's red in there, so this top went perfect. And up closer, you're gonna see the embroidery details of the knit. It's like a broderie anglaise, but it's not a woven, it's a knit and it's super, super soft. It's all the same details. This is much stretchier and softer. I've got the same sleeve on my left side and my exposed shoulder on my right with my strap there. It's all the same. And I think it turned out really, really cute. Love it. I really love these looks at 100% knit because it's so, so comfortable. So for some days you don't want to think about fabric touching your skin and constricting you. This is amazing and it still looks really nice. Another turning point skirt in black that you've already seen on the previous episode, this time paired with my new game on top in red. I love red and black together, it's really nice. The heels are lovely. This is just something I'm dying to wear out there. So pretty. Whenever you have details like this on the neckline and the shoulders, it's just different from other types of garments and you're going to stand out a little bit, which is absolutely fine. I just love wearing different things and sewing different things. This is my Heartlight skirt. It's also from Pattern Emporium. It's a long skirt in a knit. I've added that little slit there for some ventilation and it's super nice. This one's a little more voluminous, so I've done a tag on the side just to give myself some shape at the waist, but it's still all nice and loose. Nice comfy yoga waistband. That's how it looks like out. I think it's fine as well. There's just options and, you know, depending on how I feel on the day, I'll do either or. Zebra, the white, the black and the red is always a trifecta of colors I'm always going to go for because I just love them so much and I think these colors suit me. This is a wrap skirt in linen. It's a straighter silhouette and shorter, different to the other bottoms you've seen. Stripes, there's red in there, so this goes perfect. This type of top will go with any type of bottom really, wider, more straight, lima fitting. I think it's really versatile like this. It brings out the red in the stripes of the skirt and it's another comfortable look. Wrap skirts are adjustable, so nothing is constricting my waist or making me feel uncomfortable here. Love my versions, so nice. Again, so hard to only make 2. I am limited in time. Everything I do takes so long. I would have made more. I would have loved to make the flared version with a band, or just the flared version that swings. I think the flared version, just hemmed normally, would be amazing as a workout top, nice and fresh. The air would come in through the sides. Nothing would be semi-fitted like these. So I hope I can get around to making some of those for working out. I think would be a really unique workout top with the one shoulder and everything. It's still super comfortable. And yeah, that is a dream. Hopefully I can get one of those made up soon. A lovely pattern. I really enjoyed it. Love the little strap here. I think it looks really unique. And if you want to sew something different, go ahead and have fun with this one. Remember, the new skirts and all of these other cute tops are on sale, 15% off through Sunday night over here. All the information below. I have an amazing weekend of sewing planned. Super, super busy. I won't be resting this weekend. You'll see all the results of that labor next week. See you soon and enjoy your weekend. Bye.